Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. So today I thought we would do kind of a little fun video. David and I love Love Island. I know it's bad TV from the perspective of, it is mindless and it is, nothing is like great about it. There's no redeeming or fantastic acting or anything like that. But you know what? It's mindless fun, and sometimes, especially given our current situation, that's kind of what you need. So we have been watching, I think it's the latest season, which I think happened this past summer. But anyway, we got to the episode of, which they do every single season, where they do the challenge, Snog, Marry, Pie. And so I thought I would do a version of this with the upcoming Louis Vuitton collections that are set to drop generally January 1st through the very beginning of February. So if you want to see my opinions and what I would snog, marry, or pie from the latest Louis Vuitton collections, then keep on watching. If you're new here, my name is Lisa, and I love to do videos on luxury handbags, shoes, ready to wear. I like to do some styling videos, and I do those things from the perspective of someone who is in the middle of her life, as well as someone who is mid-size. So if that sounds interesting to you, I would love it if you would join us here. Click that subscribe button down below and the notification bell so you know every time I upload a video. All right, so let's get started. We are going to go by collection. So Louis Vuitton is, and I'm looking at my computer right now, releasing 4 women's collections, basically in the beginning of January 1st-ish. And then obviously we've got the men's spring summer collection coming out. We'll do that separately. And then there is another collection coming out on February 2nd that we'll talk about. And then there's some kind of miscellaneous pieces thrown in there that we will talk about. So the first collection we're going to talk about is the Dune collection. This is kind of it sort of reminds me of like a version of by the beach or by the pool or I don't know. It just, all these kind of emprunt collections sort of honestly look the same to me in these like two-tone ones, I guess is my point. Okay, so I scooted over here so I can put some pictures up next to us. The other thing I want to say before we get into the Dune collection is that I am going to add a 4th category to the Snog, Marry, Pie, because I feel like there's situations where I like it better than I just, I think it's cute, whatever, if you like it, go for it, kind of, which is kind of how I feel about Snog, to Marry, which to me is like absolutely would buy it, 100% would want to add that to my collection. So in between those two categories, I'm going to add what Love Island affectionately likes to call closed off, which basically means that the couple has progressed through their journey and have decided that they want to be exclusive, right? They're not going to potentially change partners anymore. They're in it with just the two of them. So that's closed off. So I feel like that's kind of an intermediary step between Snog and Marry. So we're going to have 4 categories. So Snog, closed off, married, and pie. So that being said, let us look at the Dune collection. This to me is in general a Snog. I don't think it's hideous. I wouldn't rush out and buy any of these pieces probably. Yeah, it's a Snog. Now, my one exception in this whole collection, or at least what I know is being released from this collection, is what is referred to as, and I'm going to glance at my computer so I get the name right, Nano Looping Monogram Bag. I hate this bag. I 100% hate this bag. This is a pie if I ever saw it. That handle, what is up with the handle? It is way too big. The proportion, it doesn't work for this bag. It kind of reminds me of, didn't Chanel? Yeah, Chanel came out with a sort of a similar bag now that I'm thinking about it. Was it 2 collections ago? What are we on right now? We're on C, but we had K. It was either K or B. I can't remember which collection it was that had this kind of circle looking bag. I liked it maybe a tiny bit better in the Chanel, but I hate it in this. I hate the style. It is 100% a pie for me. But for the Dune collection, in general, I would give it a Snog. The next collection that we're going to talk about is the Vernis Remix, or Remix Vernis. I've seen it phrased both ways, depending on which Instagram account you're following. It's basically Louis Vuitton, I think, sort of re-releasing Vernis. I don't know that I've seen a Vernis piece come out in a really long time. For those of you who may not be familiar with Vernis, it is Louis Vuitton's version of patent, or if you are from the UK, you would say patent, their version of patent leather. It's beautiful and I love it on some of their pieces. You do have to be kind of careful with patent, you know, it can turn cloudy. You need to worry if I think you're in certain climates, it can change the finish that's on the patent. Vernis was beautiful. I specifically remember it on the Almas, that when I think of Vernis leather, I really think of Almas, and that is in this new collection. So here are some of the pieces that they're going to release in it. I'll just kind of run through them really quickly. It is going to come in 4 colors, by the way: lilac, blue, yellow, and this beautiful bright pink. So it's going to be coming out in a Nano Speedy, a Cousin BB, and a PM, the Nano Alma, the Croissant, the Alma BB, the Reed PM, which I think might be a new bag. Also coming out in something called the Aster, which is their version, or kind of a newer version to me, of like the Cans bag. It's sort of cylindrical and, you know, has a zip and the top pulls off. And this Keep My Heart bag, which, as you can see, is a heart. Yeah, I don't like these shapes that the different brands are doing. Okay, so overall for the collection, I would give it a closed off. Like, I could see myself potentially adding a piece of this, especially the Almas. I think they are fantastic. And that bright pink is so pretty. So I could see myself adding that, but it's not like one of those that's like 100%. So I'm not gonna marry it, but I would say closed off. Now, let's talk about a couple of the other specific pieces, i.e. the Keep My Heart bag. That for me is a pie. I don't understand shape bag, like the whole Chanel star thing. I just don't get it. It feels very juvenile to me. This to me, and those star bags from Chanel totally look like they came from Claire's. That's absolutely a pie. The Aster bag, like I said, with that cylindrical thing, I think that the Cans bag, or Cons bag, however you say it, I think it's a beautiful bag, and I think to look at it and for it to sit on a shelf, I think is beautiful, but from a functional bag perspective, I hate it. So that's gonna be a pie for me as well. The Malibu bag, it's sort of like a walk, because it's got some card slots in it, and it's got like the koala clasp, sort of, you know, harkening back to like the Marc Jacobs era, but yeah, I don't like it. There's something about the shape of it. It just looks weird. It's as you can see, a very east-west bag. I just feel like the proportions are off. So this also a pie. And then the Reed bag, you know, I think it's nice looking. It's fine. I'd probably put that one in the Snog, to be honest with you. I wouldn't add that to my collection. So yeah, it's not me. And then finally, the Croissant bag. I'm just gonna give you a heads up. I hate this bag. This to me looks like a kidney bean. I know that some people think that the Dior saddle bag say it's like a kidney. It's really not. It kind of looks more like a liver, to be honest with you, if we're gonna give it an anatomical shape. But I so much like the saddle bag better than I like this. It does not look like a croissant to me. It's not like tapered enough on the ends to be a croissant. Like a croissant isn't thick and like, no, I do not like it at all. Absolutely a pie. Next we'll talk about the Blue Hour collection. Yeah, it's fine. This collection to me is a Snog. Frankly, I kind of think it's a snooze fest, if you want my honest opinion, but it's not horrible, so I'm not gonna pie anything in it. It's coming in what's called the Walk Lily So this is, as you can see, this like emprunt leather in this kind of powdery blue color. It's not my favorite color of blue. It's not something that I would look to add to my collection. It's coming in a Speedy 20. It's coming in a Neverfull MM. It's coming in a Rosalie wallet. You can see obviously pictures of that here. Also not pictured, but I understand it's coming in the Diane PM, a Victorine wallet, a Zippy wallet, and an on-the-go PM. So, you know, nothing offensive to me. I'm not gonna buy anything in this collection. I'm not gonna go buy anything in this collection, so I'm not raising any particular piece out of the Snog. But, you know, I think it's pretty. I think it is ho-hum, in my opinion. Yeah, that's what I have to say about the Blue Hour collection. All right, next let's talk about what everyone is talking about and the very highly anticipated denim collection. So if you have been living under a rock and don't realize that Louis Vuitton is releasing a new denim collection in sort of the spirit of the previous Marc Jacobs collection. And there are a couple pieces that have sort of been pulled out of the archives for this collection, and then a lot of their, you know, current pieces, i.e. like the on-the-go, etc., that are going to be done in this particular denim fabrication. In general, I would give this collection a Snog. Why do I say that? One, because of the prices. I think the prices are absolutely outrageous. This is denim now, albeit I've paid a lot of money for a denim bag. My denim peekaboo, for example, was, you know, almost as expensive as a leather peekaboo. My denim 22, I had to think about that. My denim Chanel 22 bag was just about, maybe, it might have been like maybe a couple $100 less than the leather version of the 22 bag. So I realize that denim bags are priced like not that much less than their leather counterparts, but I just personally think that they are raking us over the coals with this pricing. They know that we want this denim collection and they are going to squeeze every last penny out of it than they possibly can. So a couple of noteworthy items as I'm, you know, sort of popping up pictures here of some of the various items. Let's talk about the carry-all. And so these are things that I am going to sort of remove from the Snog category and put somewhere else. The carry-all. I think this is a great bag. If I'm not mistaken, I think this is the style of bag that Dale got a while ago that she's using as her work bag. I think it looks great in that situation. But why? Why did they put these hideous like leather like tie straps on the top of this bag? I don't understand. I'm assuming I should go back and look at like the original version of the carry-all. In fact, hang on, let me look it up and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back and now I'm up to speed. So, as I looked on Louis Vuitton's site, the emprunt leather version of the carry-all has a zip top. The canvas versions, I didn't realize they came in a canvas version, has this same like leather, it's vachetta leather tie. No, I hate that just as much. So obviously they decided to, you know, construct this around the monogram style. If they had just done this with the zip top like they do in the emprunt leather, I would have been all in on this bag. I would have 100% put this in the Mary category, but because they did it based on the monogram and have that tie, I just think it ruins the entire bag. I hate it. I hate ties like that. It's not my thing. Who wants to bother doing that? And then if you don't tie them, they just kind of flap around and look, just no. It's 100% a pie for me on that bag. Okay, a couple of these other newer, I think, sort of styles. So the one first is this Fairfax. It's kind of this, it almost sort of looks like a shrunken down like messenger, or what did these used to be called? Like a postal bag kind of thing. It's weird proportions to me, not my favorite. I'm gonna throw this one in the pie category as well. Then we have the Fairfax, which is sort of this little pouch with a little handle. This sort of reminds me shape-wise of the bag of that bag that Hermes does. That's almost like a I think it's like a cosmetic thing, and it has sort of this little top handle. Now this top handle in the Vachetta is slightly longer, so I'm assuming it goes over the shoulder. It's definitely gonna be an armpit bag. That's not my favorite thing, to be honest with you, so I'm gonna put that one in the pie category. Now, let's talk about the Sunset bag. The Sunset bag is basically a re-release of, and I can never remember which is which. It's either the pleaty or the baggy. Somebody in the comments below, let me know which one it is. Like I said, I get them both confused. I can never remember which one is which. But this is kind of the re-release of that. Now, I love what they did with this bag. The updates I think that they did are fantastic. You know, adding that sort of front little pocket, which is perfect for your cell phone. I think the interior is a good size. I think it's great. So I'm going to put this in the Mary. However, this will not be added to my collection regardless of me saying Mary, and that is because of the price. I just think they are I think it's like $3,300 for this bag, something like that. I think that's way too much money for this bag. If this bag had been like $2,700, $2,800, I probably would have added it to my collection. Now, you know, never say never, but whatever. I do really like the looks of this bag. I could 100% see myself adding this to my collection, which is why I'm putting it in the Mary. But because of the price, I will not be adding it. And then the final piece from this collection that we will put as noteworthy is the Nano Speedy. Okay. Why did they have to put that hideous pocket on the front of this bag? Talk about proportions being all wrong. It's like a cyst. I feel like, you know, Dr. Pimple Popper should be looking at this bag. It's like this growth that they just like stuck on the front of this bag. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. It is 100% a pie for me. This bag could have been absolutely adorable if they had just left that off. It would have been chef's kiss. I probably would have added it to my collection, but with that pocket, it's a hella no. So it's a pie. Okay, so let's finish off the women's collections. This one, however, isn't going to release until early February, I believe, February 2nd. And that is what they're calling the Milky Way collection. Now, this collection reminds me of the whole, like, by the pool, on the beach, whatever. It's that sort of empreinte leather with pastel-y colors. Yeah, it's just not my thing. It is coming in 4 colors. Let me get those for you. It is coming in matcha, candy blue, bubble tea, and something that I have no idea what this means, chamallow or chamello. I think it's sort of like marshmallow combined with cha. I don't know. Anyway, you're seeing pictures of it here. It's fine. Again, I guess I'll put it in the Snog. I don't really find anything offensive about it, but it's not something that I would rush out and buy. I'm just looking at my list, seeing if there's anything that like jumps out that I would put in any other category, and there's not. I pretty much would put this entire collection as a Snog. It's fine, it's there, like I said, kind of a snooze fest to me, and that's all I have to say about the Milky Way collection. Now let's talk about the men's collections that are coming out for spring summer 2024, and some of these are sort of collection-ish type things, and a lot of just sort of, you know, one-off kind of things. So the first one we're going to talk about is the Empreinte Purple Night Steamer bag. I think this is a current style in their collection. I think the color of this is absolutely gorgeous. Like that purple just like sings to my heart. I think it's stunning, but I hate that little like pin thing with the chain that closes the bag. It reminds me of guys that wear their wallets attached to a chain. I don't like the look. It's just not me. So love the color, don't like the style of bag. Even though I love the color, I think I'm gonna have to put this in a pie just because the color doesn't save the style of bag for me. Hope that makes sense. Now let's talk about the Damier Pop collection. So this is going to be coming in some speedies. So it's going to be coming in the Nano, the 25, and the 40, from what I can understand. And then it is also going to be coming in this, what they're calling the Chess Messenger. Again, not sure if that's a new style or not. I'm not super familiar with the men's like bags. Speedies, I think, are fantastic. My only issue with them are the price. Although I don't know. I mean, I guess I should look and see how much a current Nano is now. Okay, so I just looked. A Nano Speedy right now is $1,760 in the United States. The Nano Speedy for this collection is going to be going for $2,720. So basically $1,000 more. Now you do get this cute luggage tag. Yes, I think that's cute. Is that worth $1,000? Absolutely not. Maybe give you an extra maybe kick up like up to $2,000 by adding the luggage tag. So we're paying an extra $720 for this sort of new Pharrell, damier blown up. It's sort of like when the On The Go did the giant monogram thing. So, I mean, I like it. I would say the Speedies, I'm gonna go ahead and put those in the Snog. Actually, I'm gonna reconsider that. Let's put the Speedies in the closed off. I could see myself adding them to my collection. I do really, really like them. It's just the price that's kind of holding me back. Now those chess, the chess messenger bags, those are going in the pie for me. I do not like the shape. I don't think that they're very functional. I don't like the print on them at all. I just don't think the print suits that bag. It just, I guess, even makes the bag worse to me by putting that particular print on it. So that is the Damier Pop. Now let's talk about the infamous leather Speedies. So these are the ones that, walked down the runway that everybody had. It was sort of a controversial piece, I feel like. Pharrell's comment, I believe, if I remember correctly, was that he was inspired by the bags of Canal Street. And if you're not familiar with Canal Street in New York, it's basically where you can go and buy replica bags. And I guess the point is that, you can find things there that have never been made by the brand, so that, you could see potentially a Speedy in a color, even though Speedies were never made in that color kind of thing. So I think that's sort of where he's coming from. I think these colors are absolutely stunning, and I think that they look beautiful on the Speedies. I think the prices are crazy for these. I'm gonna put them in the closed off because I think they're gorgeous. I would 100% add them to my collection, but I won't be adding them to my collection because of the price. But I think the bags themselves are absolutely stunning. I don't particularly think, even though they do come with a luggage tag and apparently it looks like a clay based on, the key pouch, based on one of the pictures of the blue one, that doesn't elevate it. I guess my point is to the, what are they? The 25 is going to be $9,300. So, add a clay, which is around 300 and something right now, to a Speedy B25, which I think is maybe around 20, let's go 2,500. I didn't look it up, but so let's go with $3,000 for all those two things. I don't think jumping from 3,000 to 9,300 or whatever it is, just because it's in leather, that math doesn't make sense in my head. So it's gonna stay as a closed off, but I think the bag is beautiful. All right, next in the men's, let's talk about the packaging collection. So we have both a Louis Vuitton shopping bag, as you can see here, and then we also have one that is supposed to be like they're calling the sandwich bag, which to me almost looks like the packaging that they do for when you buy a perfume from the brand. These are I don't care which style you're talking about, these are an absolute pie for me. I don't like it when brands do packaging. I'm trying to remember who else has done it. I know other brands have done it. I think Fendi has done it. I feel like somebody else has done it too. Maybe Louis Vuitton even prior to this. I don't know. I don't think it's worth the price. I would never carry it. Pie. Let's move on to Damouflage, which is this sort of pixelated, so think camouflage meets the Loewe pixelated collection that they dropped like 9 months ago or so. Pie. I don't like the styles. I don't like the print. I don't like anything about this collection. It is a pie. Next sort of little mini collection that men's is coming out with are these almas that are part of this Henry Taylor collection. If you're not familiar, Henry Taylor is an artist. He, I think, is around 65 years old. Obviously, Pharrell really likes his work. So he has incorporated these like little miniature portraits on the Alma bags. And obviously you're seeing pictures here, and I'll try to insert some that have kind of a close-up of it. I love the Alma. I love that they're going with like the GM size and going back to kind of its roots of the Alma. And I just think it's fantastic. I don't hate the collab. It wouldn't be something that I would personally buy, so I guess I'll put it in Snog. Like I said, I don't hate it, but I personally would never buy it. So there you are. And finally, one last piece from the men's collection is what they're calling the rolling trunk bag. This bag is stunning. If you only fly on a private jet, please buy this bag. If you don't, please don't buy this bag. It is basically $15,000, $14,900. I'm sorry, but I realize now that I own a Horizon, and that to me was even a lot of money to pay for a suitcase that that is absolutely going to get damaged. I mean, mine is already damaged. Now, it's not damaged to the perspective or to the point of not being able to use it or anything, but basically one use, and that's a carry-on bag. So I am placing that in the overhead bin. And yes, I bought mine pre-loved, but I've put marks on it using it the 2 times that I've used it. And I was trying to be careful putting it in the overhead bin. So it's going to happen. It is inevitable that the pieces are going to get, dinged up and scratched and black marks on them, etc. This bag is gorgeous. And if I flew, private jet, I would 100% buy this bag. It is gorgeous. But to spend $15,000 on a piece of luggage is just, it's beyond acceptable for my lifestyle. But if it's your lifestyle, please buy this bag. And if you do, please send me pictures of it because I think it's stunning. And finally, let's talk about sort of these kind of miscellaneous one-off pieces that Louis Vuitton is dropping again in January. And these are from pretty much the women's collection. The first is the Nano side trunk. Oh my gosh, is this bag not the cutest thing you've ever seen? It is adorable. This 100% would be a Mary for me. My only issue with it is looking at the zipper and how you're gonna get into it. I don't think you can get your phone into it. And this bag kind of falls into that category for me of looking like it should fit a phone, but it doesn't fit a phone. And for that, it's a no-go. So you know what, actually I'm gonna back off of my Mary because I wouldn't add it to my collection because of that, but we'll put it in the closed off because I think it's absolutely stunning. It is so adorable. And I just think it's the cutest thing ever, but I wouldn't, I guess, put it in the Mary because I won't be adding it unless somebody shows me that you can, get your phone in it and it's not like a struggle. You're not on the struggle bus trying to get your phone into it. If somebody can show me that, like Deb did with the mini capucines, I could then totally be on board with this. And if that's the case, it will 100% move on over to the Mary category. But I guess for now, knowing what I know, which isn't much, but just based on pictures, we'll put it in the closed off. Another bag is the Twist West in the candy blue. I am not a fan of the Twist bag. I'm sorry, I know a lot of you like the Twist bag. It's not particularly a style of mine, so I don't really care what you're bringing it out in. It's gonna be a pie for me. I'm grouping 2 together here because they're coming out with some more molletage pieces. So this is sort of a la the Go 1-4 bags. They brought the molletage pattern out earlier this year in the Alma. They also brought it out in the Petite Malle. And in some of those, I thought that they were absolutely gorgeous, like the navy version they did and the black, sort of ombre version. Oh, chef's kiss, I loved those bags. that petite mall in the black is still like, it's right here, right in the back of my brain. It is living rent free in my brain right now. I love it. This one though, however, not a fan. I'm just like refreshing my memory here on the pictures. I don't like the color combination that they picked. You know, I love the style. Obviously I have a side trunk and I have a, what is this coming out in, the Speedy 20, and I think it's coming out into 25 too. I have a Speedy 20. I love my Speedy 20. It's a perfect size Speedy in my opinion, but I just don't like the color combination. So for me, those molletage pieces, they're gonna be a pie. The next one is super easy. It's the croissant bag coming out in the monogram, and that is a pie. Did you even have to ask? And then finally is what they're calling Sunrise Blue, and these are coming out in a mini capucines and a petite mall. Ugh, like kill me now. Oh my God, these bags are beautiful. So pricey though, at over $10,000 for each of these, but they are stunning in this, you know, gorgeous blue ostrich. It's a beautiful blue, unlike that, whatever that blue color was that I was talking about earlier. It is just, I think that this is breathtaking. If, you know, if anybody wants to send me one as a gift, I would be very happy to accept, but for that price, I don't think we're going to be adding one to the collection, but they are gorgeous and 100% a Mary. So that's it, guys. Those are my Snog closed off, married, and pie version of what I think of Louis Vuitton's collections that are going to be coming out in the next 2 months. Give me your thoughts in the comments below. Give me we'll just stick with Snog, Mary, pie. Give me the 3 items that I showed, 3 of the items that I showed, one that you would Snog, one that you would marry, and one that you would pie. I would love to know your comments below. I'm sure they're very different than mine, so let's see what everybody thinks about these new collections that are dropping. If you enjoyed this video, I would love it if you would give it a thumbs up. It does help the YouTube algorithm, and I would also love to have you here and join our fantastic community, so please click the subscribe button if you haven't already. It just takes a quick second, just like that. You could have done it. And it really does help a creator out when you subscribe to their channel. I am getting so close to 3,000 subscribers. It is like right there within my reach. I've got less than 100 to go. So if you can help me out with that, I would greatly appreciate it. And don't forget to click the notification bell as well. If you haven't had enough of me yet, I will pop another video up here for you to watch. And wherever you are, I hope you are having an amazing day or evening. And I will catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.